Hi guys, hello. So I'm going to show you how to make a speed graph. You guys were just out in the hallway collecting a whole bunch of data, which was fun for us. We got to do that. And now we're going to zoom down here so you can all see. We are going to make our speed graphs. Now you're going to want the 4 different colors, and you're going to want the actual colors that are listed on the paper, which I think is like blue, yellow, red, and green. I don't have those. I haven't have those handy, but you are going to need those. So get them, okay? Now we're going to make a graph, and I know you've made graphs before, and so we need to follow our good graph making skills, which means labels, proper units, yes, everything that you do when you make a good graph, I want you to do for science class. Okay, so we are going to make an X and a Y axis here. So X and Y. Okay, on the X axis down here, we are going to put time. And on the y-axis, we are going to put distance. And we want to make sure we label it that way. Okay? Let me see here. Is this working? Like this. Distance and time. Okay? Does yours look like mine? Now we need to space our distance. We need to go from 0 to 10 because we went from 0 to 10 meters. Okay? And then time, you're going to want to look at your time. What's your biggest time number? And then you're going to want to space it out over to that biggest number. Okay, so let's do that real quick. I'll angle this down again. Okay, so distance, we're going to go up by 1. 0 is always there. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then time, I'm just going to count by ones. These are going to be seconds. I'm going to go up to 15. But you're going to want to go up to whatever time you needed to. Okay? So get that done. You pause if you need to. It should look like this when you are done. Okay, so next thing now, if you're back, we're going to make a key. This first one is going to be for walking. Okay, so look at your information, and you're going to look at your best value for walking away from the reference point because we went from 0 meters to 10 meters. Okay, so we went from 0 to 10. So let's find that number. What was your best value for walking away from the reference point? I'm going to say mine was 9. You need to look at yours. Okay, I'm going to find 9 for my time. It took me 9 seconds to walk 10 meters. Okay, so I want to put a dot where that is. 9 seconds to go 10 meters. Okay, so just like that, so I put a dot there. Now we're not done. We want to show that I walked at a constant speed, which meant that my speed was the same over each second and meter interval. So I'm going to connect these. I'm zooming you down. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to connect these with this right here to the center line. Okay. So this shows me that I walked from my reference point, which is 0, away from it. See how I went away from the timeline? My line started here and it went away from it. Okay, that shows me that I am moving away from the reference point. This line is your reference point. Okay, and because this is a straight line, that I went at a constant speed. Okay, if this line right here was curvy, then that would mean that I did not go at a constant speed. But because it's straight, that tells me I traveled at a constant speed. So now we're going to put our next one on there also, and we're going to see what we can learn about that. So grab your next color. Okay, I'm going to do my crab walking one, so I'm going to make myself a key. Remember, you need to use the colors that are listed on the document because we're going to talk about these graphs in class, okay? So crab walking. Look at your best value for going away from the reference point. So let's say it took me 14 seconds to do those 10 meters. Okay, I'm a little slower at my crab walking than I am at my regular walk, and I need to get a little faster at that. So I put a dot there. Where was that? Okay, and now I'm going to connect that line. I started at 0, so I need to connect it back to 0. Okay. So now I have both of those on there. Okay, this shows me that, one, it took me a longer time to do this. My slope is not as steep, so I must have been going faster when I was walking than when I was crab walking. Straight line means that I was traveling at a constant speed, and I went away from the reference point because I started at 0, and I moved up and away from this x-axis down here. Okay, so you need to add the other 2 graphs on here. Okay. Then when you're done, you're going to go on to step 2. So for question 2, it has you graphing the opposite motion. So starting at 10 and coming down towards your reference point. So that line is going to look different. For that, let me see here if I have a pencil. I do. Oh, how happy day. You should have one too. Okay, so for your second question, question number 2 on that document, you're going to start at 10 and you're going to go down towards the time because you're going this time towards the reference point. Remember, this is your reference point. Okay? So you will end up with 2 graphs. Each graph will have 4 lines on it. They should be the same color. Okay? You should have this half sheet of graph paper in your room. If you are stuck, go back over the video and watch it again. Okay? 4 lines should all be going the same way from 0 out. Okay? And then on the second graph, they should start at 10 and they should go towards reference. Alrighty. You're set. Make your graphs. Go, go, go.